that money to build more terminals, to actually, take energy to the people and to pull more people out of energy poverty in this country. And eventually, I'm a born optimist. I think in 20 years down the line from now, sitting in this room, probably a conference again organized by Rajiv, we will be discussing Asia gas pipeline network, and not as a dream, but as a reality and as a kind of area where we will have plenty of business opportunity. Today, it looks like fiction, but I'm very confident the way things are going. And if, you probably will agree, if Narendra Modi continues in power, politics of Asia, energy landscape of Asia, the whole of Asia, and natural gas landscape of the whole of Asia will change, I promise you that. But at the same time, I think, as I said earlier, don't look at LNG in a standalone manner. Don't do that. If you do that, you will reach to wrong conclusions. We need to basically pool all into one. You see, you have of course gas, you have coal, you have renewable. I think when we look at the overall picture and when we plan for India in terms of LNG, it's important that we put all that in front of us actually on one paper. And then we actually look at our own selves and look, my expertise LNG, how can I play a bigger role, a more significant role in the overall picture in India's energy mix and helping India acquire energy security? That is the way forward. This idea of having China walls in between, China wall between LNG and pipeline. Oh, this is LNG lobby, this is pipeline lobby, this is ENP lobby. I think we cannot afford that. These silos, these republics or kingdoms, call them by any name. Country like us, where, as I said, that's 700 to 800 million people, is still not part of the gas economy, we cannot afford that. This is a luxury probably some countries can afford, but I can share with you, we can't afford that. So please pull down, demolish all these silo culture and these China walls between all that. We need to work together. We need to work together, and there should actually be even cross-holding, there should be cross-investment, and there should be cross-thinking. That is the way forward. You see, this whisper, we're not able to build pipeline from Turkmenistan to India because LNG lobby is against it. What is this? This must go. We are not here in LNG business just to make some profit. We are here to provide energy for growth. We are here to provide natural gas to all those people who don't have access to it. That has to be our primary agenda. Of course, in the process you are in business, you have to make some money. But at the same time, if we are able to pull these people into the gas economy, imagine the new opportunities you people will have. You will have a market of 800 million people ready for gas. So I think that's what we need to do. Therefore, here in this conference, this morning, I propose that try to develop this culture, thinking of gas sangam in this country. Gas sangam. Sangam is the word which, as you know, those from India would understand, is basically an idea is that at the thought level and at the action level, actually we just pool everything into one with a bigger objective in mind. So therefore, I think we need gas sangam in this country where domestic, ENP, LNG, pipeline, we all put together, and industry as a whole, we build a new gas vision for India, a new gas roadmap for India, a new action plan, and we do it together. Pipeline companies, LNG companies, ENP companies, we do all that together so that we can build a new gas future for India. There are challenges, and I personally feel the politicization of gas is a big challenge. There are lots of people talking about natural gas these days. On gas pricing issue, those who don't understand anything about, don't understand difference between LPG and LNG, even they are giving lectures and they are trying to intervene, and they are even saying, look, this should be the price of natural gas. This excessive politicization must go. This is hurting India. This is actually hurting India's future. It's important the industry speak up. It's important industry actually become a united force. Don't leave it only to the government. Why don't you also go and explain to the people? Put out ads, put out advertisement on television, explain to the people. This is what please don't politicize it. We have widespread energy illiteracy in the country. Don't talk in a manner which actually leads to further energy illiteracy in the country, gas illiteracy in the country, gas illiteracy particularly on pricing issue. I think government is going to do its job. BJP is doing its job, but you also need to chip in. You also need to reach out to the people and explain to them, look, all those people who say that you can actually sell gas at $1 per unit know nothing about it. Explain to the people, and explain in all languages, and explain with passion. And keep in mind, a lot of these people don't understand this issue, so be patient, but explain it. And just don't rush to the government and say, look, it's only your responsibility to do it. It's your responsibility too. So reach out to those people, and also to those people who are actually carrying out this propaganda. Telling people you can buy gas at $1 per barrel, per unit. So I think this is government alone cannot be left to handle with this. And at the same time, I think it's very important that we come out with a new vision and diversify supply of gas. And very quickly, I'll just conclude. Give me just 2 minutes, if you may, and that is to. I think, LNG companies, to the extent possible, should also be investing in upstream projects from where they source their gas, wherever possible, to the extent is possible. And at the same time, think of building an LNG Indian Ocean partnership. If you look at, for instance, LNG scenario today, we have East Africa, we have Middle East, we have Australia, and we have Indonesia and Malaysia. Look at the map very carefully. There is a potential to build an Indian Ocean LNG partnership. It can be a formal partnership or it can be an informal partnership, but I think we need to move in that direction. And Dr. Balyan, I think you should be taking the, if possible, lead in that direction, because partnership would always lead to a good economics. And at the same time, invest more in, of course, LNG projects, build strategic relations, LNG relationship with countries such as Japan, the United States, Russia, and Australia, and of course, South Korea. LNG ships, I personally subscribe to that. We must start building LNG ships of our own in the country. I know it can't happen overnight, but I think the government is moving in the right direction, and we must give whatever incentive necessary for that. And then it may sound a bit idealistic at this stage, but I think look at the size of LNG industry in India today, and look at the size of LNG industry as a whole. In time to come, I think we also need to focus. We need to have facilities for more research, for policy planning, for training and all that. Therefore, I think time has also come for us to think in terms of building or setting up an LNG university in India, LNG university which is dedicated to training, research, policy planning, and education in LNG. And finally, my last point. When we talk of LNG, we talk about, or we think only of what? Think of import. LNG in our psyche, in our thinking today, in India, LNG means imports. I'll be happy when we can also think of LNG in terms of exporting gas from India.